Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Yay, I'm here. Let's do a grace card reading, y'all. Today here at the lair, it's the 11th of, what month are we in again? August 2023. And yes, when I say that, it's not disingenuous. I actually sometimes do not know, which can be a good thing sometimes. All right, y'all. One last shuffle on the grace cards and we will get right to it. Today, y'all, this is the deck that kind of screamed at me coming in. So at the end of this reading, we will clarify two cards that come out from the deck of the grace cards with the Star Codes Astro Oracle. I'm looking for my lighting. There it is. Okay. So yay. I think that's appropriate with all the retrograding. And I think there's a, I think Mercury's going retrograde again. And yeah, I don't have a lot of deets on that, but y'all, there's this great guy, Jimmy. He has the tarot ship with Jimmy, and he is very astrologically inclined, and he's very knowledgeable. So he has done a very good synopsis on the Mercury retrograde energies, and I'm going to copy that link and stick them in the pinned comment section of this video so that you can hop over and check things out, because he's just delightful. You won't waste your time going to see him. He's really great, and you should, if you're into the tarot, check out his readings, because they're very, very sensitive and they're very good, and they're very much tied to the astronomical stuff, kind of like I like to try and pick up on this channel too. So anyway, I'll put that link down in the comment section. You can go right over. Without further ado, let's get our first card. Now, you know, this card, the first card, this one's the one that's geared more toward our outgoing energy. The sentiments from the grace cards are going to be addressing how we can do a better job of serving ourselves, which is what we need to do when we're trying to communicate with each other, with our family, with our friends, with people that we don't even know. Okay? All right, y'all. Trust. Oh my gosh, it is Venus Day here at the lair, and these are Venus Day colors if I ever saw them. So how lovely is that? Synchronistic, y'all. The more we follow our intuition, the more we will find that the right doors open to assist us in fulfilling our life's purpose. Well, you know what? Step off the hamster wheel. I'm not calling you a hamster. I'm not calling you a rodent, okay? Okay, just... And start to remember who you are, and that your life does have a purpose, and that you do have this thing, an inkling, a sense about us. We all have this. It's part of our original skill set, our intuition. It's just that it kind of gets buried. You know, we tend to focus on this 3D reality, and we tend to focus on what we have been given as reason and you know, concrete, realistic stuff, you know. And you know what, first of all, you don't know really what's realistic and what's not. That's up to us. That's our perception. But it's so important as human beings that we get out of that mechanical situation and remember the spiritual side of life, because we are not, you know, you've heard this 1,000 times, you've heard it over and over, that we are, how do they put it? We are not bodies with souls, we are souls with bodies. You know, we come from spiritual realm. That's the vibration. We're just inhabiting these little jackets, okay? So there is this spiritual thing inside of a human being, regardless of this, it has nothing to do with religion now, that can guide you. If you can tap into your imagination and remember that life is way more than what meets the eye, okay? And when you can do that with other people, when you can tap into that in yourself with other people, not only will you kind of tap into that protection energy, you know, that it's not just about protecting yourself, it's also about engaging with unfamiliar, you know, engaging with the stuff that you're not familiar with, so that you can get some learning in there, you know, so that you can get some other information. It's sort of like, you know how like the artificial intelligence or whatever, the the algorithms that set up our news feed on all of our platforms, like if you go to Facebook or if you go to even your television, they tend to feed us what we gravitate towards, so we don't get this well-rounded view of actually what's going on. Well, we tend to do that with people too. And without our intuitions, we tend to think inside this box where reality is concerned, and that certainly moves over to that energy of the Libra energy, that communication, the one-on-one thing that we have with human beings, that we're supposed to have with human beings. It's kind of a lost art these days, I think, but learn to trust in that. And the only way you can learn to trust in that is to learn who you are. Spend some time with yourself. Invest in your own self, in your journey. Craft some time in your world so that you can do the dirty work. Get in there and really learn who you are, learn to accept what you can accept, and ditch the rest. And that takes work on the human being's part. But when you do that work, and you can't do it all in one sitting. It's got to be this sort of, you kind of got to dedicate yourself to figuring out who you really are, peeling back the layers that have been put upon you your whole life, and then learning how to love and trust yourself. And when you do that, your intuition, it's like a second nature. This is not something that you have to build or strive for. All you have to do is take back all the other junk that's been put on top of you, so that you can actually tap into these energies, and it will really be valuable when you're dealing with other people. Okay? Alright, y'all, she's going at it today. It's been raining here today. It's beautiful, y'all. It's the first day in the whole summer that I've been able to open my windows, and I wasn't closing them for nothing. Alright, y'all. Now this second card, this is like the opposite. This card from the Grace cards is going to give us a little bit of guidance maybe on how to navigate some challenging energies or challenging ideas in our world. The stuff that we don't tell everybody, that inside, moony side of us, the one that has to grapple with reality and do that fun interior work, that self. Okay? Okay, y'all, this is crazy. Look at that color synergy. This is so Venus Day. So these are highly synchronistic from where I'm sitting for this beautiful day. All right. So that being said, manage your mind. This is like my favorite one. This is my favorite. Don't tell the others. Manage your mind. When we direct our thoughts and words toward the outcome we most desire, we ignite grace. And the only way we can manage our minds is to realize that there's so much input that comes at us every day from all quarters, from other people, from propaganda, from just advertisement, everything, that a lot of the times we're not thinking our own thoughts. A lot of the times we're being allowed to be conditioned or even programmed by all the negativity that we're being pummeled with, because it's kind of like a control mechanism of the machine. If we can keep them in fear, if we can, I know this sounds crazy, but it's, and it is crazy. But, truth can sometimes be stranger than fiction, but we are definitely pummeled with negativity to hammer us with this sentiment of how not powerful we are, and how diminished that a human being is, mere human being, and that we absolutely need the machine or we won't be able to be well, and we won't be able to thrive, and we won't be able to get wealthy. All of that is horseshit. I'm sorry. I'm really trying hard not to cuss in these videos, but come on, really. Alright, so you got to learn how to manage your mind, and yes, I'm saying you got to do something. You got to do this if you want to control your reality. You're spinning your reality with what's going on in here, because what's going on in here creates what goes on in your emotive states, and your emotive states are what creates your vibration. And guess what your vibration does? It creates your reality. Okay? So this is really important if you want to live a purposeful life. You don't want to be dragged around by the stuff that we're being exposed to every day. If you don't want to be ping-ponging through emotive states where you're constantly having to play catch-up with yourself or apologize for stuff or be victim to, other people who can't, control their emotions. So that all of that is nonsense. It's all nonsense. But that's how the machine keeps us in chaos. And when we are in chaos, we can't concentrate. When we can't concentrate, we can't purposefully create. When we can't purposefully create, they got us full, and I get it. We have our part to play in the 3D reality, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how the mechanism works. However, to give ourselves over 100% and 24/7, that is nonsensical. We're told that if we feel good about ourselves, then we're being pompous, or if we're trying to grow ourselves and our own spirits, then we're not playing the game out there and we're not contributing to society. Well, again, horseshit. Sorry. There's going to be a couple of cuss words every once in a while, and it is Friday here, so hey, there you go. Mindfulness. Manage your mind. Learn how to manage your mind. How do you do that? You spend some time with yourself. Figure out what your thoughts are and what your thoughts aren't, and also care about how you feel. If you care about how you feel, then you can direct these things. You don't want to be sad all the time unless you just want to be sad all the time. You don't want to think negative thoughts all the time unless you just want to think negative thoughts all the time. Okay? It's your choice. It's our choice. And that is like the genius gift that Spirit has given all of us human beings, that we actually have a choice as to how we conduct this up here. That is mindfulness. That is managing your mind, which is one of my hashtags here, manage your mind, which is pretty obscure, I understand, but I think it's really important. Hopefully it'll, catch on out there in the big, whatever, technical ether. But these are beautiful cards for today, and I absolutely love them. And let me tell you something, even though this one came first, and it's the outer world, and this came second, it's the inner world. The thing is that when you can do this, this is basics. This is, you don't think about it, you do trust it. You do trust yourself. You do care about yourself. You do love yourself. You do trust your sparks, your intuitions, your inklings. When you're not in touch with your wise self like that, it's really hard to trust it when your intuition intervenes in your circumstance, because sometimes that creates a situation where you have to take a risk. You have to go against the grain. You have to do something that might be unpopular, or you might hold a sentiment that's unpopular. And God forbid we be unpopular, right? Look, this is the time on the planet where it's absolutely better to know who you are and manage your own mind and have your own stance and manage your own thoughts than ever before. This is the time. This is the time, and I understand the go it with the flow it, societal engagement thing. That was a big deal. There was another time. It was another vibration. The planet has changed. The vibration has changed. And trust me, if you start to do this now, you're not going to get sucked down the rabbit hole. You're not going to get sucked into the wormhole of technology, because you're going to know which is which. You'll be able to adeptly utilize the virtues of society, of technology, without allowing it to absolutely usurp who you are and where you're going and your personal agenda on this planet. Because our personal agenda on this planet has nothing to do with being a cog in the big wheel of society. Okay? Our life is so much more than that. I don't know why she goes on whatever she goes on, but sometimes we gotta let her go. Okay, so y'all, let's do this Star Codes Oracle Astro deck. Blah 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 blah, and see what it has to say about those two cards. And I thought it was appropriate because, just because of, like I said, we got Mercury going retrograde, and we got other planets that are gonna follow suit. I forgot. This is I was going to shuffle it long ways, but this is the deck that likes to go sideways. So I'm going to give it one more shuffle, even though it is thoroughly shuffled. And let's see what slides out. Here we go. Yeah, baby. All right. Okay. Mama's happy. Well, it's 34. Yay. Number 7. I don't have my book, but you know, number 7 is that big number. Big number. Okay, wait. Can't hear. I'm going to do this right here. Is that good, y'all? Future. North Node. Future. Hooray. Hooray. All right. All right. I'm actually going to look it up. Because, you know, personally, I just learned about the nodes. I am not all knowing, but I am all hearing. I have an acute sense of hearing. Ever since the stroke, I've just been like, okay, I can hear everything everywhere. I digress. 34. And 7 is definitely one of my numbers, Miss Sagittarian. Okay, North Node Future. It represents a place the soul longs to be. Okay? So trust in your intuition, because your intuition is going to lead you in the direction of that North Node energy. It's going to lead you to that, I wanted to say right path, but the correct path for your journey, you know, for your best evolution on this planet. And, you know, I'm sorry to say, but the machine is all too happy for us to keep going in loops in their little thing, in their little system, so that we don't scout out, so that we don't think outside the lines, so that we don't progress in our journey here. Okay, so sorry, I'm kind of attacking the system, but I'm not trying to do that. It is what it is. The North Node calls you to territory that doesn't have a particular charge and can either be exciting exploration or start off a bit bland and become more satisfying as you proceed. But you got to get on that journey if you're going to have any of that happen, right? You can't just stay in the little loops that society has created for you. All right. All right, that's very okay. So action. Think about where you'd like to be and what you'd like to be doing in 10 years. And make this a beacon that guides you through the time in between, because if you can keep your eyes on that prize, you won't be so wholly and utterly distracted constantly in your day-to-day existence when you're trying to get stuff done for your regular life. You know, like I said, this isn't about the toil. This life for us is not about like sadness and toil, you know, and fear and all of that crap that has been drummed up for us, that we've been conditioned to tap into on a regular basis. Notice what that piques your curiosity, something that excites and beckons you, even if it's unfamiliar. And what I say about intuition, it's going to tap you. It's going to tap you to look a different direction, or go a different direction, or hear something else, to tune into something else when you're hearing that over there. Stuff you're going to feel unfamiliar with. But if you stick with the familiar, it's always going to be familiar, which means you're going in a circle. All right. Okay, advisors, friends, or employees who were once perfect for you may no longer be companions that you need on the fresh path. And oh my gosh, this is that time. This is that echelon. This is that portal. This is that opening for us. This is exactly so appropriate. Okay, I knew it would be. I totally knew it would be. If they truly wish the best for you, they will eventually celebrate as your world expands, as you grow, as you morph into this creature that you are trying to be, because your soul came here with a plan for your expansion on this planet. That's the whole point, y'all. All right. Okay. And okay, perfect. And along this path, the path that you have been distracted from regularly throughout your life, my life, everybody's doing it. Along the new path are the people that you're actually, those are the touchstones. Those are the touchstones, the new people, the people that are different, the people who might rub you the wrong way at first. You know, some of my best friends, totally caustic energy with these people when I first met them, but I did not go into judgment mode. I settled myself down just long enough to realize that they were some of the best friends I've ever made in my world. But that took I had to take a chance. That took some courage. That took me not completely going in defense of my own self when whatever they were doing or saying wasn't in line with what I thought that I needed and wanted in my world. And what I did settle into was the fact that, well, if you're here, there's something here for me in your being here. And when you can do that, gifts flow, y'all. Okay, that's North Node stuff. That's North Node stuff coming to meet you. Okay, it can be scary to leave the familiar territory, even people who love you may resist your evolution if it could pull you away from them, because people can't help it. They're selfish. They love you. They want you around. And like I say all the time, people around you who love you and are in your lives, they're not always dialed into your evolution and revolution on this planet. And, that's just the nature of a human being. They want what they want when they want it. And sometimes that can come into like a selfishness form, not on purpose. It just is what it is. We got to let ourselves learn to be free, and we've got to do that for other people. When people are, doing their rotation in their worlds, we have to learn how to soften ourselves and allow them to fly as well. So if we want that for ourselves, we definitely got to give it back to the people who are in our world, because, they're going to come and go in life. That's how it is. Learn to let that stuff go so that you can move along on your North Node path. Let them do the same thing. And be grateful that you ever even had that presence in your life. Be grateful that you ever had that experience, because if it makes you feel lit up, that's a gift that you can carry with you into the next experience on your merry way. Okay? And the gift from this card is new beginnings, dawn, and your fate awaits. This path may start out with uncertainty, but it will become more solid and delicious as you progress. I love that so much. So y'all, that's the name of the game right now. Get ready for change. Astrologically speaking, I mean, you can't make it up. It is so crazily perfect. Okay, so I feel like this reading is meant to be. If you're here, you're meant to hear this, and I hope that something tinged in your psyche so that you can take this forward, and it can give you a little courage or a little encouragement to proceed along your merry lone way, because we all have that lone path, even if we're surrounded by other people. That moon side of us, that little moon side of us, that quiet side, that's the one we all have inside of us, and that's the one who's setting out on this journey. That's the one who's setting out on this lone wolf journey. And we all have that travel in our reality. Okay, so learn to manage your mind. Learn to toss out those negative thoughts, because if you want stuff that's going to be good and happy in your world, you got to be able to tap into that energy. To tap into that energy, you've got to be able to throw out those thoughts that don't make you feel good. Okay? And trust in your journey. Trust in yourself. Trust the fact that you're here. You're a blessed being and you have a mission of some sort. Okay? It's all on purpose. And here we go. Oh my, here we go. We're headed into the future. Grab hold of your North Star. Grab hold of your higher purpose. Let that stuff go. Let those people go. They've got to go where they've got to go. We've got to go where we've got to go. And no, it's not always going to be comfortable, but it's going to be amazing. And what did they say? It's going to be delicious. I love that. I'm a cook, so that makes me happy with it, bringing the food terminology. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. And subscribers, thank you so much with all my heart. All of this is for you. And if you're here for the first time, thank you for being here. And I hope you get something out of this reading, and I hope you'll come back. If you could consider it, maybe you'd subscribe, and that would help my channel grow. Thank y'all for being here. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up for me, because it's really good on YouTube. And if you care to share this video, please do. Please, please, please share this one in particular, because these cards are magic today. They're super magic, and they're color synergy, y'all. It cannot be better. Okay, so I won't hammer you anymore. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Let me get my little clicker so I can click off. Y'all take care of yourselves. I will see you soon.